Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to this online video classes. This is Dr. U. Raghavendra, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, MVS Government Degree and PG College, Mahabub Nagar, Telangana. In this video, I would like to explain about part 4 of coordination compounds. Till now, I developed 3 videos on coordination compounds. In part 1 of coordination compounds video, I explained about introduction as well as importance of coordination compound, and also I explained about the terminology which is used in coordination chemistry. In part 2 of coordination compounds video, I explained about the nomenclature as well as Werner and Sedgwick theories, and also about effective atomic number. In part 3 of coordination compounds video, I explained about the valence bond theory and its applications to 4 coordinate complexes as well as 6 coordinate complexes. Okay, fine. Next. In this video, I would like to explain about isomerism in coordination chemistry. In isomerism, I would like to explain introduction as well as classification of isomerism, and also about the structural isomerism. In structural isomerism, it may be ionization isomerism, hydrate isomerism, linkage isomerism, as well as coordination isomerism. And also I would like to explain about stereoisomerism. Here the stereoisomerism is mainly two types. One is geometrical isomerism and the second one is optical isomerism. Okay, fine. I would like to explain about all these points in this video. Next. Here generally the isomerism involved in organic chemistry, that is majority of organic compounds shows isomerism, though it is well known in organic chemistry. Some inorganic compounds also exhibit isomerism, mainly coordination compounds or complex compounds shows isomerism. Here, what is isomerism? First of all, what is isomerism? Isomerism is nothing but it is a phenomena where two molecules or two compounds have same chemical formula but shows different properties. That is known as isomerism. That is, if the two molecules have same chemical formula but shows different properties, then the two isomers, the two molecules generally known as isomers, and that phenomena generally known as isomerism. Isomerism or isomers are classified mainly into two types based on bond connectivity present in the structure of the isomers. They are, first one is structural isomers or structural isomerism. This isomerism also known as constitutional isomerism, corresponding isomers known as constitutional isomers. The second one is stereoisomers, and the phenomena is known as stereoisomerism. Okay, the first one, structural isomers. Here, structural isomers are nothing but the isomers which have same chemical formula but they shows difference in their bond connectivity, generally known as structural isomers, and the phenomena generally known as structural isomerism. Here it is also known as, that is structural isomerism, also known as constitutional isomerism. So the corresponding isomers known as constitutional isomers. Here the constitutional isomers or the structural isomers classified into different types. It is different in organic chemistry from the inorganic chemistry. In the case of organic chemistry, the structural isomers are classified into various types. They may be metamers, they may be positional isomers, they may be chain isomers, or they may be tautomers. But in the case of coordination compounds, structural isomers or constitutional isomers are different from the organic compounds, organic structural isomers. In the case of coordination compounds, the main structural isomers are ionization isomers, hydrate isomers, linkage isomers, and coordination isomers. It is different from the classification of organic chemistry structural isomers. Okay, fine. Next, the next one, stereoisomers. What is stereoisomers? Here, the stereoisomers are nothing but the two isomers which have same chemical formula and also have same bond connectivity, but they shows different in their arrangements. That is, they shows different in the arrangements of the groups or atoms around the central metal ion in the case of inorganic chemistry, or around the tetrahedron carbon in the case of organic chemistry. That is, stereoisomers are nothing but the two isomers which have same chemical formula as well as same bond connectivity, but shows difference or differ in their three-dimensional arrangement of the atoms or groups, generally known as stereoisomers. The corresponding isomerism, generally known as stereoisomerism. Here, the isomerism or stereoisomers further classified into two types. They may be conformational isomerism and configurational isomerism. It is generally classified based on the interconversion property of the stereoisomers at room temperature, whether they interconvert or not. Based on that property, they classified into conformational as well as configurational isomers. The first one, conformational isomers. Conformational isomers are one type of stereoisomers where they easily undergo interconversion at room temperature, because here the two isomers, that is the conformational isomers, require less energy. It is generally around 60 kilojoules per mole energy to convert one form of the isomer into the other isomer at room temperature. So due to this less energy barrier, the conformational isomers easily interconvert into one isomer into other isomers. Generally, here the conformational isomers generally obtained due to the single bond rotation in the case of organic chemistry. So here the conformational isomers or conformational isomerism generally confined to organic chemistry only. The it does not observed in the inorganic chemistry. That is, inorganic compounds don't show this type of isomerism. That is, conformational isomerism does not exhibit by inorganic compounds. Okay, the next stereoisomerism is configurational stereoisomerism. Corresponding isomers known as configurational isomers. Here, these are stereoisomers in which interconversion is not possible at room temperature. If the two stereoisomers don't undergo interconversion at room temperature, those isomers generally known as configurational isomers, and the phenomena generally known as configurational isomerism. Here, generally, the two isomers require high energy barrier. It is generally more than 100 kilojoules per mole, which is not sufficient, or which is not supplied at room temperature. So at room temperature, they don't undergo interconversion from one form to other form. These isomers are generally known as configurational isomers. These configurational isomers further classified into two types. They may be geometrical isomers or they may be optical isomers. Here, the geometrical isomers are two types. They are cis-trans isomers. In the case of optical isomers, they are further two types. They may be enantiomers or diastereomers. Okay. Next, Geometrical isomers. Here geometrical isomers are, they are one type of configurational isomers, that is they don't undergo interconversion at room temperature from one form to other form. Here, in the case of organic molecules, geometrical isomers are nothing but the isomers which have same chemical formula, but they shows difference in the arrangement of the groups around the double bond. But in the case of inorganic chemistry, or in the case of coordination chemistry, geometrical isomerism is nothing but it is the isomerism where the two isomers have same chemical formula but shows difference in their arrangement of groups or ligands around the central metal atom or ion. That is the two isomers which have same chemical formula but shows difference in their arrangement around the central metal atom or central metal ion, those called as geometrical isomers. Here also geometrical isomers are two types, they may be cis or trans isomers. In the case of cis isomers, generally the same, if the same two ligands or same two groups are arranged on this are arranged on the same side of the central metal atom, or they are occupied the adjacent position with respect to central metal ion, those called as cis isomer. If the two same ligands occupied opposite positions with respect to central metal ion or central metal atom, those called as trans isomers. Okay, fine. Next, optical isomers. Here optical isomers are also one type of configurational isomers which don't undergo interconversion at room temperature. Here, in the case of inorganic chemistry or in the case of coordination compounds also shows optical isomerism. Here, optical isomerism is arise due to the difference in the activity of two isomers with plane polarized light. That is due to the difference of two isomers in their optical activity towards the plane polarized light, they shows optical activity, or they shows optical activity. So those isomers called as optical isomers, that is the two stereoisomers which differs in their optical activity towards plane polarized light, generally known as optical isomers. Here, what is plane polarized light? Generally the white light or the normal light. In the case of normal light, the spaces or the atoms vibrate in all directions. But in the case of plane polarized light, the atoms generally vibrate only in a particular direction. That is generally known as plane polarized light. That is, they have vibrations, the light which contains vibration only in one direction or only in one plane, generally known as plane polarized light. If you pass this plane polarized light through the solutions of some compounds, then the solution may turn the plane of this plane polarized light either towards right side or either towards left side. If the solution of a particular compound interacts with the plane polarized light by rotating the plane of the plane polarized light either toward right side or toward left side, then those compounds considered as optical active compounds, otherwise those called as optical inactive compounds. In the case of optical active compounds, that is the compounds which rotate or which interact with the plane polarized and rotate the plane either towards right or left side, those optical isomers classified into two types. They may be enantiomers or they may be diastereomers. The compound, the optical active compound which rotates the plane polarized light towards right side, generally known as dextrorotatory compound. The stereoisomer or optical isomer which rotate the plane polarized light towards left side, generally known as levorotatory compound or L small l compound. The dextrorotatory denoted as small d. Okay, fine. Here they may be optical isomers may be enantiomers or they may be diastereomers. In the case of enantiomers are nothing but they are optical active compounds or optical isomers which have mirror image relationship, and they have mirror image relationship, but they have mirror image relationship and non superimposable on each other. Sorry, it is not non superimposable, not superimposable. That is enantiomers are they have mirror image relationship, but they don't superimposable on each other, those called as enantiomers. Here in the case of diastereomers, they don't have mirror image relationship, and also they don't undergo superimposable on each other. That is, they are non superimposable, non mirror image isomers, stereoisomers. But enantiomers are they have mirror image relationship, but they don't undergo superimposable on each other. It is wrong, sorry. They don't undergo superimposable on each other. Okay, okay, fine. Next, here the chart gives information about the classification of the isomers. Here isomers classified into two types based on bond connectivity. If they have bond connectivity, same bond connectivity, those called as stereoisomers. If there is no bond connectivity, those called as constitutional or structural isomers. Here constitutional isomers are different in the case of organic as well as in the case of inorganic compounds. Okay, in the case of stereoisomers, based on the interconversion. Here bond connect first classification is based on bond connectivity. Here stereoisomers is based on, classification is based on interconversion at room temperature. If they don't undergo interconversion at room temperature, those called as configurational isomers. If they undergo interconversion at room temperature, those called as conformational isomers. Here the configurational isomers further classified into two types. They may be geometrical, they may be optical. Here the optical isomers may be enantiomers or they may be diastereomers. Okay, fine. Next, if you observe the classification of isomers in the case of coordination compounds, here in the case of coordination compounds, isomers or isomerism classified into, first one is it is classified into two types. They may be stereoisomers or they may be structural isomers. In the case of stereoisomers, they may be geometrical or they may be optical isomers. In the case of structural isomers, they may be linkage isomers, they may be ionization isomers, they may be coordination isomers, they may be hydrate or solvent isomers. Okay, fine. Next, the first one, constitutional isomers or structural isomers. Here generally constitution, in the case of coordination compound, the constitutional or structural isomers are different from organic compounds, as I discussed in the previous slide. In the case of organic compounds, constitutional isomers classified into various types like positional isomers, functional group isomers, chain isomers, metamers, as well as tautomers. But in the case of inorganic chemistry or in the case of coordination compounds, they classified into different types like ionization isomerism, hydrate isomerism, linkage isomerism, as well as coordination isomers. Okay, let us discuss one by one. The first one is ionization isomers. It is one type of structural isomers. Here, what are ionization isomers? Here, the two isomers which have same chemical formula, but they produces different ions on hydrolysis or ionization, generally called as ionization isomers. That is, if the two isomers or two coordination compounds have same chemical formula but undergo ionization to form different ions in the solution, generally known as ionization isomers. The phenomenon known as ionization isomerism. So observe the example. Here it is pentamine bromo cobalt sulfate complex. Here the second one is pentamine sulfato cobalt bromide. These two or these two compounds have same chemical formula, but they shows difference in their ionization property. The first one undergo ionization to form the complex ion as well as the sulfate anion, but the second one undergo ionization to form complex ion as well as the bromide ion in the solution. The first one undergo reaction with barium chloride to form barium sulfate. It undergo reaction with barium BaCl2 to form barium sulfate BaSO4, to form BaSO4 PPT, white color PPT. But the second one undergo reaction with silver nitrate AgNO3, undergo reaction with silver nitrate to form Hb or silver bromide PPT, to form silver bromide PPT. Generally it is pale yellow color PPT. So based on this reaction with silver nitrate or barium chloride, we can differentiate the two isomers as the ionization isomers. In the case of second example, here it is bis ethylene diamino nitrato cobalt thiocyanato. The second one is bis ethylene diamine thiocyanato cobalt chloride. Here, if you observe the in two compounds, they have same chemical formula, but they undergo ionization differently. The first one, it produces thiocyanato ions in the solution. The second one, this one produces Cl minus ions in the solution. So they are ionization isomers because they have same chemical formula but produces different ions in the solution. Next, hydrate isomers. Hydrate isomers are, they are one type of ionization isomers, or they are specific type of ionization isomers. Here the two isomers which have same chemical formula but they shows difference in the number of water molecules present in the coordination sphere or present outside the coordination sphere. That is, they have same chemical formula but differ in the number of water molecules, whether they present in the within the coordination sphere or they present in outside the coordination sphere. If you observe the example, generally the chromium aqua complexes. If you take chromium aqua complex, that is the hexa aqua chromium chloride. It is hexa aqua chromium chloride. It is generally in blue color. It may also exist in the form of penta aqua chlorochromium chloride. It is green in color. The third one is these two are these two, and the third one, that is the tetra aqua dichlorochromium. It is deep green. These three, that is blue, green and deep green colored chromium complexes or aqua complexes, or generally they are hydrate isomers because there is difference in the number of water molecules present in their structures. The first one contains 6 aqua molecules within the coordination sphere. The second one contains 5 aqua molecules within the coordination sphere. The one molecule outside the coordination sphere. The third one contains 4 aqua molecule within the coordination sphere, 2 aqua molecule outside the coordination sphere. Okay. The second example is it is it is pentamine, tetramine 4, tetramine aqua chloro cobalt chloride. Here it is tetramine dichloro cobalt chloride. Here these two isomers have same chemical formula, but they shows difference in water molecule. The first one contains water molecule within the coordination sphere. The second one contains outside the coordination sphere. So they are example for hydrate isomers. Okay, fine. Next third one is third one is linkage isomers. Here linkage isomers are nothing but the two isomers which have same chemical formula, but they differ in bond connectivity with respect to central metal ion, generally known as linkage isomers. That is the two coordination compounds or complex compounds which have same chemical formula, but they have different metal ligand linkages. They show difference only in metal ligand linkages. Those called as linkage isomers. Here, general linkage isomers generally obtained due to the presence of ambidentate ligands within the coordination sphere. Ambidentate ligand is nothing but it is the ligand which has a capability to form or to connect with the central metal ion through two different donor atoms, generally known as ambidentate ligand. So if the complex compound contains ambidentate ligand, those compounds generally shows linkage isomerism. That is, linkage isomerism is nothing but the two isomers which have same formula. That is, the two complex compounds have same chemical formula, but they shows difference in their metal ligand linkage. Okay. Here if you take example, the first one is it is pentamine nitro o cobalt chloride, and its isomer is same pentamine nitro hyphen n cobalt chloride. That is, in the first one the donor atom or the metal ligand linkage is COO, cobalt O linkage in the first one, this one. But in the second one, the linkage is cobalt in between nitrogen donor atom. Here oxygen is donor atom, here nitrogen is donor atom. So here nitro group, that is nitro ligand NO2 nitrito, it is nitrito. According to nomenclature, it is nitro. The nitro ligand, it is ambidentate ligand, so it may connect through oxygen donor atom or it may be through nitrogen. So these two are example per linkage isomers. In the second example, it is with the chromium complex which contains thiocyanato ambidentate ligand. In thiocyanato ambidentate ligand, the ligand may connect metal atom or ion through sulfur donor atom, or it may connect through nitrogen donor atom. In the first case, here chromium ligand linkage is through sulfur atom, but in the case of second isomer, it is through chromium nitrogen donor linkage. The first one contains chromium sulfur linkage. The second one, it is chromium nitrogen linkage. Here it is. Okay, so they are linkage isomers. Next, the fourth one is coordination isomers or coordination isomerism. Here, the coordination isomers or coordination isomerism generally observed in the case of complex compounds where the compound contains complex cation as well as complex anion within the complex compound. That is the complex compound. If the complex compound contains complex cation or complex anion, in such case there is there is a chance to exchange ligands in between the two complex ions. That is, ligand exchange take place from these two ions, that is two complex ions, that is the two isomers which have same chemical formula but shows difference in their linkages with respect to metal atom or metal ions, generally known as coordination isomers. That is the two isomers here which are obtained due to the exchange of ligands, that is they are obtained due to the exchange of ligands between complex cation and complex anion of the coordination compounds, generally known as coordination isomers. If you take example, the first one is here. In the case of this complex compound, the complex cations as well as complex anion may have different metal ions or different central ions, or they may have same type of central metal ion. In the case of first example, the complex cation contains cobalt central atom, the complex anion contains chromium. That is, the complex cation is hexammine cobalt plus 3 ion. The anion is hexacyanochromate. Its isomer is this one. Here, due to the exchange of cyanide and ammonia ligands, then we get this structure, that is it is chromium, sorry, hexammine chromium cation and hexacyanocobaltate anion. So here there is exchange, complete exchange of cyanide and ammonia ligands in between the cobalt and chromium ions, metal ions. So we get two different isomers which are known as coordination isomers, which is obtained due to the exchange of ligands. The second one is this one example. Here the both cation as well as anion both have same central metal ion, that is chromium. Here, due to the exchange of thiocyanate as well as ammonia ligands, we get these structures. Okay, these two are examples for coordination isomers. Okay, fine. Next, geometrical isomerism. Generally, in coordination compounds, geometrical isomerism is due to the arrangement of same type of ligands around the central metal atom or central metal ion. That is, generally it is obtained due to the arrangement of same ligands around the central metal ion or atom. If the two same ligands occupy side by side positions or adjacent position with respect to central metal ion, those called as cis isomer. If they occupy opposite positions with respect to central metal ion, those called as trans isomers. Here, generally the coordination compounds are mainly two types based on coordination number. They may be 4 coordinate or they may be 6 coordinate compounds. If you observe the geometrical isomerism in 4 coordinate complexes, here 4 coordinate complexes may be two types based on the hybridization. They may be tetrahedral geometry, they may be square planar geometry. In the case of tetrahedral complexes or tetrahedral geometry, generally all the 4 position around the central metal ion is equal. So it is impossible to identify cis and trans isomers in the case of tetrahedral complexes, because all position around the central metal atom or ion are equal. So it is difficult to find out geometrical isomers in the case of tetrahedral complexes. So the next choice is only square planar complexes. In the case of square planar complexes or square planar geometry, due to the different positions, that is the square planar geometry generally contains different position with respect to adjacent as well as opposite positions. The adjacent positions are one type and the opposition positions are one type. So due to this difference, we can easily identify the geometrical isomers in the case of square planar geometry. Okay, next, in square planar complex generally they are four coordinate complexes. The four coordinate in the case of four coordinate square planar complexes, based on the ligons, they may be different type, like they may mx4 type or they may mx3y type. That is, the first case all the four are same type, same ligons. The second case three ligons are same, one is different, or they may be mx2yz, that is two are same, two are different. They may be mx2y2, that is two are same, other two are also same, or they may be mxy2. Here xy, it is a bidentate ligon. In the first four cases all the ligands are monodentate, but here in this case the xy is bidentate as well as unsymmetrical, that is the two donor atom x and y are different, so unsymmetrical bidentate ligon. Among these five types of geometrical isomerism which are possible for square planar complexes, only the mx2yz, mx2y2 as well as mxy2 types generally shows geometrical isomerism. Okay, let us discuss in the next slide. Next, we observe the example for that one, that is mx2y2, mx2yz as well as mxy taken twice 2, that is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Okay, the first one mx2y2 type example. Here it is platinum diamino dichloroplatinum complex. The first picture is diamino dichloroplatinum complex. It is example for mx2y2 type complex. Here the two chlorine as well as two ammonia are opposite to each other, so it is trans. First one is trans. In the second picture, the two chlorines as well as two amines are occupied side by side position, so it is cis. So these two are geometrical isomers of mx2y2 type complex. The second picture is example for mx2yz type, that is here x2 means x is ammonia, y means chlorine, z means nitro. Here with respect to two same ligands, that is with respect to ammonia ligands, whether they occupy side by side or occupied opposite direction, we can confirm whether it is cis or trans. In the first picture they occupied side by side position, so it is cis form. In the second picture they are opposite to each other, so it is trans. Okay, the other one is the other square planar geometrical isomerism is xy taken twice. Example for that one is bis glycoxymato-platinum complex. Here bis glycoxymato, it is, that is here glycine, alpha amino acetic acid, alpha amino acetate generally acts as bidentate ligand, that is glycimate. So it is bisglycinate platinum complex. Here based on the xy, that is donor atom, x is something nitrogen, y is oxygen, they are different, that is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Glycimate is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. Here based on this xy position we can confirm whether it is cis or trans. The first picture, the two nitrogen atom, two oxygen atoms are side by side, so it is cis. In the second picture, the two nitrogens are opposite as well as two oxygen donor atoms are opposite to each other. So it is example for trans. So these three types are example for square planar geometrical isomers. That is mx2y2 type, mx2yz type, mxy taken twice type, where the ligand is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. For example, glycinato. Okay, fine. Next, here in the geometrical isomerism in the case of six coordinate complexes. Six coordinate complexes majorly octahedral complexes. So in the case of octahedral complexes, they may be octahedral complex contains six ligands. So they may be just like MA6 type, they may be MA5B type, or they may be MA4B2 type, or be MA3B3 type, MA2BCD type, MAA2B2 type. Here MAA indicates it is symmetrical bidentate ligands where the two donor atoms are similar. Okay, or it may be MAA2BC type, or it may be MAA3 taken twice, or it may be MAB taken twice. Here AB, it is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand where two donor atoms are different types. Okay, among all these types of octahedral complexes, the complexes, that is M4B2, MA3B3, MAA2B2, MAA2BC, MAB3 generally shows geometrical isomers. Let us discuss one by one with example. Here the first picture, it is example for the first one, that is MA4B2. Here A means ammonia, MA4, B means chlorine, B2, that is tetramine dichlorocobalt complex. Here with respect to chlorine atoms, we can identify whether it is cis or, here the two chlorines are side by side position, so it is cis. Here the two chlorines are opposite to each other, so it is trans. Okay, fine. Next, this next picture depicts about the A3B3 type. Here A3 is ammonia, for example, B3 means Cl3. Here, if the three same ligands occupy a trigonal face of octahedron, then that structure generally known as facial isomer, or it may also known as cis isomer. That is, if the three ligands, similar ligands occupy one trigonal, three corners of trigonal face, it is known as facial, because here three chlorines or three ammonia ligands occupy three corners of trigonal face, so it is facial, or it is also known as cis because two chlorine or two ammonias are side by side, so it is cis. If they don't occupy three corners of trigonal face of the octahedron, it is generally known as meridional or mer isomers. Here it is also known as trans isomer because here the two isomers are opposite to each other, either it may be two chlorine or they may be two nitrogens. So mer isomers or trans isomer, facial isomers or cis isomers. Okay, it is MA3B3 type example. Okay, fine. Next, here the first picture is, it is example for MAA2B2. MAA2B2, that is AA means symmetrical bidentate ligand. Here ethylene diamine, En is ethylene diamine, where two donor atoms are nitrogen. Here nitrogen, here also nitrogen, nitrogen donor atom, so it is symmetrical bidentate ligand. Here B2, that is chlorine. Here two chlorines are side by side, so it is cis. Here they are opposite, so it is trans. Okay, fine. The next one is example for MAA2 BC type. MAA2 BC type. Here AA means symmetrical bidentate, that is ethylene diamine. Example BC chlorine pyridine. Here with respect to BC ligands, if they are occupied side by side, it is cis. Here they are occupied side by side, so it is cis. Here in this case they are occupied opposite position, so they are trans. Okay, next last example is MAB. MAB taken twice. MAB taken twice. Here AB is unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. For example, glycinato, that is it is tris glycinato cobalt complex. Tris glycinato cobalt complex. Here it is facial type, or it is facial type. So since it is married in type, or it is trans isomers, because two oxygens or two nitrogen opposite to each other, so it is cis. Okay, here two oxygen within the square or same side, or two nitrogen or same side, so it is cis. Okay, fine. Next one, optical isomerism. Here generally optical isomerism arises due to the difference in optical activity towards the plane polarized light. So based on the reactivity of the complex with plane polarized light, they may be optical active or optical inactive. If it rotates the plane of the plane polarized light towards right side or left side, it is optical active, otherwise it is optical inactive. So generally, even though there are some condition in the case of organic chemistry, if the a compound contains chiral centers, that is the carbon which is attached to four different atoms or groups, generally known as chiral carbon, those compound generally shows optical activity. Though in some cases, though it contains chiral centers, it may not show optical activity. It is due to the based on symmetry criteria. Based on symmetry criteria, we can explain whether the compound, the stereo compound, is optical active or not. There are four symmetry elements: rotational plane rotational symmetry element, as well as proper rotational element, plane of rotation, plane of symmetry, as well as improper rotational axis, the identity elements, center of inversion, that is proper rotational axis, improper rotational axis, plane of symmetry, center of inversion, identity elements. Among these five symmetry elements, based on the plane of symmetry, that is sigma, we can identify whether the stereoisomer is optical or inactive. If the stereoisomer contains plane of symmetry, then it is optical inactive. If it lacks plane of symmetry, that is sigma, then it is optical active. Plane of symmetry is nothing but it is an imaginary plane. By passing an imaginary plane through the molecule or compound, if you are able to bisect the molecule into two equal halves which are mirror image to each other, then the molecule said to have plane of symmetry. So if the molecule contains this plane of symmetry, then it is optical inactive, even though it is stereo center, even though it contains stereo centers. Okay, based on sigma, we can confirm whether it is optical active or not. Okay, let us apply this optical isomerism in the case of coordination compounds. They may be 4 coordinate or they may be 6 coordinate. First of all, let us discuss about 4 coordinate complexes. In 4 coordinate complexes, generally due to the presence of 4 coordinate complexes of two types, they are tetrahedral, they may be square planar geometry. So due to the presence of sigma, that on plane of symmetry, that sigma in square planar complexes, they don't exhibit optical isomerism. But tetrahedral complexes, due to lack of sigma, they shows optical isomerism. But the optical isomers of tetrahedral complexes are more reactive, so it is also somewhat difficult to identify them. That is, the optical isomers of tetrahedral complexes are more reactive, so it is somewhat difficult to identify those optical isomers. Here, in the case of square planar complexes, generally due to the presence of planar structure, they we can bisect the molecule into two equal halves. So it contains plane of symmetry. So they don't show any optical activity. Only tetrahedral complexes show or exhibit optical activity. Okay, fine. Next. In general, all the planar molecules generally contains plane of symmetry, so they don't show any optical activity. Okay, fine. Here the first example is tetrahedral complex, where the four atoms or four groups are different. That is, if the central metal atom in the tetrahedral complex contains four different ligands, then it exhibits optical activity. Here in the two or mirror image relationship. Here the plane, they have mirror image relationship, but they don't superimposable on each other. So they are pair of enantiomers where A, B, C, D are different. Okay, if you take specific example, here the example is alanine, that is alpha amino propionic acid. It is one type of amino acid. Here all the amino acid except the first one, that is glycine, alpha amino acetic acid, all the amino acids are generally optical active compounds. So here the carbon is tetrahedron. Here, so it is organic. It is example organic molecule per optical isomer of tetrahedral complexes. These two are mirror image relationship, that is enantiomers of alanine. It is organic molecule. So here it is difficult to find out the isomers, that is stereoisomers or optical isomers of tetrahedral complexes. So it is impossible to give example to tetrahedral complexes, even though they exhibit optical activity. Okay, fine. Next, optical activity or optical isomerism in six coordinate complexes. Six coordinate complexes may be different types. They may be MABCDEF, MAA to B2, or MA2 B2, MA3, MAB3, MAA B2 C2 types. Generally, these types exhibit generally optical isomers. As we discussed in the geometric isomers, octahedral complexes are different types based on the ligands attached to central metal ion, whether they may be monodentate or they may be symmetrical bidentate or they may be unsymmetrical bidentate. Only these types, that is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, these six type of octahedral complexes or six coordinate complex generally shows optical activity. If you take example for one by one, the example for MABCDEF type. Here MABCDEF type, all the six ligands are different. So generally, due to the arrangement of six ligand into different position around the central atom, we get around 15 different structure. So each structure contains its mirror image, that is it exists as a pair. So we get 15 pairs of optical isomers for this MABCDF type octahedral complex, or we get totally 15 pairs or 30 optical isomers per MABCDEF type. To take a example, platinum, chloro, bromo, nitro, iodo, amino, pyridine type complex. It is only one among the 15 pairs. It is one pair among the 15 pairs. Okay, we get around 15 pairs per this octahedral complex. Okay, next one is MAA2X2 type. In MAA2X2 type, according to geometrical isomers, it exists in two forms, that is cis and trans. Generally, the trans isomer is generally it is meso compound, in that is it contains plane of symmetry. So only cis isomer is optical active. Trans is optical inactive because there is a plane which can go through like this. We can bisect, which is also going through chlorine atom, central chlorine atom. This is go through the central as well as middle of the two edges of the square. So we get two equal parts. So there is a sigma. So it is optical inactive. Only cis is optical active. So this cis exists in two optical isomers, that is in the form of enantiomer D and L. It is something D or it is maybe L, two types. So these are mirror image relationship isomers, that is enantiomers. That is in the case of MEAA2X2 type, only the cis form shows optical activity. Transform don't show optical activity due to the presence of plane of symmetry. Okay, fine. Next example. Here the first picture is example for MEAA2BC type. Here AA means symmetrical bidentate. For example, ethylene diamine. BC means ammonia chloride ligands. Here the only cis, here also only cis, it is cis form. Cis form shows optical activity. Here these are side by side. So cis, its mirror image is this one. If you take trans, it is optically inactive because it contains plane of symmetry. For example, here central M, here ethylene diamine, here NH3, here chlorine. If you bisect the molecule through the center, that is which is going through the ammonia and going through center of these two edges as well through the chlorine, then we get two equal parts. So it is optical inactive. It contains sigma, so it is inactive. So only cis is active, so it has two enantiomers. Okay, next example is MAA2B2C2 type. Here the example is EAA. Example is, sorry, it is not AA2, only MAA. MAA-B2C2 type. MAA-B2C2 type. Okay. Ethylene diamino dichloro cobalt complex. Here AA is ethylene diamine. B2 are two amines. C2 means chlorines. Here it is also a cis form. Cis form only active. The transform is meso. It contains plane of symmetry. It is here the last is trans. Here also there is a plane of symmetry which is passing through the center of ammonia or as well as the edges of the two squares, sigma. So it is optical inactive. So only optical cis compound exhibit in the form of D, L pairs, that is enantiomer pair. Okay, fine. Next. Here it is example for the in the picture example for MEAA3 type, where it is symmetrical bidentate ligand. Tris symmetrical bidentate ligand. Here the ligand is oxalate. Tris oxalatochromium complex. Here it is active form. It exists in two optical isomers like this. Here the second picture is example for MAB3 type complex, where the complex contains unsymmetrical bidentate ligand. For example, tris glycinato-chromium complex, chromium plus 3. It is neutral because glycinate contains negative charge, 3 negative, chromium plus 3. neutral. So trisglycinato-chromium compound. Here it also present in two fates, that is enantiomer fates, like this. Only here the cis form is also active. The trans form generally is mesopause because it contains sigma plane. So only cis is optical active, trans is optical inactive. Okay, fine. Here meso is repeated in many times. Here meso compound is nothing but if the compound contains even though stereo centers, it is optical inactive. It is due to the presence of plane of symmetry. Due to the presence of plane of symmetry, or the molecule is optical inactive. That is generally known as meso compound. It is due to the internal compensation. That is, one part rotate the plane pole towards one side, the remaining part rotate the plane polarized right toward the opposite side. So mutual cancellation takes place. So due to the internal compensation, it acts as meso compound or optical inactive compound. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, thank you very much for your patience for watching this video. Thank you one and all. Okay, bye.